Hello everyone, welcome again. Today we are going to start our ninth chapter of civics, class 7, a shirt in the market. You must be thinking about that what type of chapter is this? A shirt in the market? A shirt and that too in the market. But we are to study about it. Today we will see the relationship between shirt and the market. In last chapter we have studied about different types of markets, but today we will study how inequalities are found in the market. In last chapter we were left with the question that in market too there are inequalities. In this chapter we will make it clear that inequalities are there in the market and how they are seen. Then through the journey of a shirt we will understand this chapter. Then procedure of cotton to the buyer at shirt. We must have seen that when a shirt is to be made from so many stages, it has to go. First of all, cotton is grown. This is an agricultural activity. Then thread is made, and then from that thread, cloth is made. When the cloth is ready with us, then it is sent for dye. It is to dye. Then it is calendared, means ironed. Then stitching is there. Then shirt. Finally, the shirt is with us. Now, buying and selling takes place at every shop. Cotton is produced by someone and it is sold to someone. It means buying and selling takes place at every shop. This is an economical activity in which cotton, thread and then shirt is made. Someone is selling and someone is buying. Now the question arises, does everyone benefit equally? When the things go in the market, does everyone get equal benefits? The answer is no. No one is getting equal benefits because from a shirt has to pass through so many stages, then everyone is not getting equal benefits. We will study about it, that how inequalities are there in the market. I think that you must have got the theme of the chapter which we are going to study. Now, a cotton farmer in Kurnool. We will study about it. Kurnool is actually in Andhra Pradesh, and as we have already talked about that a shirt, when a shirt is to be ready, then it has to go through from many stages. First stage is cotton. Now we will study the journey of cotton to shirt. From cotton how shirt is made and from how many stages it is to pass through. Then we will also see that in market inequality is there. We will take this question with our side by side. Then there is a story of Swapna. She is a cotton cultivator. When she produces cotton, she is compelled by the trader to sell the produce to her. Then when she is to produce cotton, cultivate cotton, she is to take the seeds, then cultivators, then pesticides. So many things are needed for the production of cotton. Then she takes money from the local trader. It has been told that she takes rupees 2500 and the trader charges a lot of interest. Rate of interest is too high and she has to pay rupees 3000 for 2500. Then she works hard and grows cotton. When the cotton balls are there, she takes out the cotton. Then she sells the cotton to the local trader. But the local trader had already trapped her. He had laid down the condition that she will sell the production of the cotton only and only to him, because he also wants to get benefit from that. Then when she goes to the trader takes 1500 as per quintal, whenever the market rate is 1800 per quintal. But because she is having 4 quintals of production of cotton, but under compulsion she has to give to the trader. Then she gets rupees 6000 for the production of 4 quintal of cotton. From 6000 she pays 3000 because she is to pay the rate of interest which she has taken. Then she gets only rupees 3000, means she is to sell the production only to the trader. Why? Because she thinks that in future there might be need of money. so she can have money from the trader. If she will not sell her production to her, then trader will not give her money in future if she is needed. Then, who is putting foundation of cotton? Actually, naturally, Swapna is putting foundation for cotton, but she is suffering a lot because she is producer, then she gives it to trader, then trader gives it to merchant. Then the middleman, who is the middleman, he exploits the producer. Means the trader exploits Swapna. Then it means we can say thus market becomes exploitive. There is inequality seen in the market. So we have seen that when Swapna cultivates cotton, she takes money from the local trader and he charges a high rate of interest from her. When she under compulsion she has to sell the production of cotton to him only, because she thinks that in future there might be need to get money from her. So means we can say that she is exploited at every stage. She is the cultivator and middleman exploited her, and thus we can say the market becomes exploitive and inequality is seen there in the market. Now comes the cloth market of Erode. Actually Erode is in Tamil Nadu. Here bi-weekly markets are put on. In those markets buying and selling of clothes takes place. Cloth is sold and bought in too much quantity. Okay. Then there are producers, traders and then sellers. Then the weavers weave the cloth, they give the cloth to the merchants. Then it means we can say the weavers depend upon the merchants because merchants supply them with yarn. Then merchants collect yarn from these markets and they give the yarn to the weavers. The weavers collect the yarn and they weave the cloth. When weavers weave the cloth, when the cloth is ready, they hand over it to the merchants. Then merchants take cloth to the customers. First weavers weaved, then they handed over to the merchants, then the merchants took the cloth to the customers. Because different type of clothes are made from that. Garments are, we can say, made from that. Then, thus the things work in the market. Weavers live in villages. They take yarn from the traders and at home they make cloth in a loom. These days power looms are being used. And it is not the work of a single person. They take their family members with them. Now the cloth is ready. When the cloth is ready, they take it to the traders and traders pay money to the weavers because weavers weave and they do a lot of work only when then the cloth is ready, then they have to pay money to the weavers. So we have seen that in Erode also bi-weekly markets are there, and in these markets mainly the selling and buying of cloth takes place. In large quantity cloth is sold here. Here the merchants collect yarn and they give it to the weavers to weave to make cloth. Weavers take the yarn to their houses and they work on looms. These days power looms are here. And when the cloth is ready, they give it to the merchants. Then the merchants again sells it to the customers. Then they earn huge profits. When the weavers give the ready cloth to the merchants, then the merchant has to pay money to the weavers because they along with their family members, they work very hard. So we have seen that in everywhere there are so many persons because something, if one thing is to be produced, then it goes from many hands. As we have seen that there are weavers, merchants, then traders, then customers. When weaver weaves the cloth, then he hands over it to the trader, then trader gives it to the merchant, then the merchant gives it to the customer. Only then, after passing so many stages, the things are ready and they come to us. In putting out system, we will see that weavers are given orders by the merchants and merchants give yarn to the weavers. Whenever someone gives something to anyone, then he or she dominates over them and they think that whichever orders we will give to that person, he or she will have to follow. Here, the merchants give yarn to the weavers and they say the weavers to weave. They may also say to weave sari or we can say suit or towel or anything else. Then, when the weavers give orders to the when the weavers are given orders by the merchants, and the weavers are given yarn by the merchants, then orders are given by the merchants. All this is called putting out system. Then merchants themselves are not producing. Actually, the producer is the weaver. Then when the things are ready with the weavers, because merchants have given them yarn, when they have weaved the cloth, the things are ready, they hand over the things to the merchants. Okay? Then there are some dimensions that merchants distribute work among the workers. When merchants are giving yarn to the weavers, then they distribute the work. They say some to weave the sari, to weave the cloth, to weave, we can say, suit, to weave towel. Like this, they distribute the work among the weavers. Then merchants guide them that how they are to weave, and they also give money to the weavers, because the weavers are working hard, they are also to do their livelihood. Then the merchants give money to the weavers. Now we will see in this system what are the advantages to the weavers. In this putting out system, what are the advantages to the weavers? In this system, the weavers need not to spend money to take out yarn, because it is totally the tension of the merchant. Then the problem of selling the finished goods is also solved, because they are to give the finished goods to the merchants. Then in the system, merchants have a lot of power. They give orders what is to be made. So we have seen that in this system, weavers have the advantages that they need not to spend money to on yarn, on the purchase of yarn. Then the problem of selling of finished goods is also over. Then there must be some advantages to the merchants. Let us see. The merchants have too many benefits in this putting out system. They give less money to the weavers, because we know that exploitation, from so many years, exploitation goes on in our society. This is a curse for us. Because there is exploitation in the society, so the merchants gives very less money to the weavers. Then they get the finished goods from the weavers and they sell them in the market at higher rates. Means the main profits are with the merchants. Then sometimes merchants sell it to the garment factory, where there is a lot of need of these things. Then we can say the market works in the favor of the merchants. I will repeat that what advantages the merchants have in this putting out system. They have too many advantages. First is they give very less money to the weavers, because they are having the much more benefits with them. Then when they get the things ready from the weavers, then they give the things in the market and they earn a lot. Sometimes they give the finished goods in the market, in the factories we can say. Then in this way the market works in favor of the merchants. So we have seen that in this putting out system, where the weavers have some advantages, the merchants also have some advantages. But the main thing is that the merchants take out the yarn in the from the market and they hand over the yarn to the weavers. Then they give the instructions to the weavers that what type of cloth they are to make. Then weavers follow their instructions. When the cloth is ready, they have no problem of selling it out, because they know that they are to hand it over to the merchant. Then merchant pays money, gives money to the weavers. After receiving the things, the merchant sells them in the market. It gives to the customers, or he sells them to the factories. So we can say in this system the market favors only merchants, not the weavers. Now comes the weavers' cooperatives. We will study about the cooperatives. We have seen that weavers weave the cloth. Even then they are not given their due share. They are being exploited. Then the hard work is done by the weavers. They should get the profits. When they were not getting the good profits, they got worried. They wanted to safeguard their profits. But we have seen that in putting out system, merchants were given so many benefits. They were dominating the weavers' society. Then weavers were suffering. When weavers were suffering, then cooperatives. What are cooperatives? Cooperatives provide option to reduce dependence upon merchants. When they made the cooperatives, then their dependence upon merchants was slowly and slowly finishing, and they were having their much more benefits. What are the cooperatives? Cooperatives are those where people with common interests come together and they work for their mutual benefits. Cooperatives are those cooperatives where people of common interest come together and they work for their mutual benefits. Then, when cooperatives were made, what were the benefits for the weavers? Now, they procure yarn from the yarn dealer and they distributed it among themselves. They need not to invest too much money on yarn purchase. Then, cooperatives also do the marketing. The role in these cooperatives, the role of merchants is reduced. Weavers started getting their fair price which the people were deserving because they were working very hard. Then they suggest weavers to buy the things or yarn at reasonable rates from cooperative stores. Then we have seen that in some areas free school uniform program was also started, under which the cooperatives take the ready things from the weavers directly and they distributed the uniform among the students who were needy students in the schools. Then cooperative showrooms were also opened. Then it was thought that cooperatives can end the problem of weavers through them. So we have seen that cooperatives were those where people with common interest come together and they work for their mutual benefits. As earlier we have seen that in putting out system, merchants were given so many benefits, they were dominating the society, but slowly and it means it was showing that there was inequality in the society, exploitation was going on in the society. But when weavers were being exploited, they were not getting their due, then they thought of making cooperatives because everybody is worried about their future, about their livelihood. So they made the cooperatives. Now, cooperatives gave many much benefits to the weavers. Now they need not to spend too much money for the purchase of yarn. And the problem of selling the finished goods was also solved because they were to give to the cooperatives. Then cooperatives gave fair price to the workers. So we have seen that when cooperatives were made, then weavers got starting benefits from them and their condition was improving slowly and slowly because they were the hard workers who were making the cloth. They were the producers of the cloth. Only because of the weavers we people are able to take the cloth even today. There was the government exporting factory near Delhi. Now the weavers have woven the cloth, then the cloth is ready with us. Now what we are to do? We are to make the garments from that ready cloth. Then so many clothes, whenever you people go to Delhi, near Delhi, outer side, when we are going to Haryana, either we are going to Uttar Pradesh, there you can see so many cloth factories are there. From those factories, cloth is made in bulk and that is exported to other countries. It doesn't mean that the cloth is cannot be given to our countries, but the cloth is exported from there. Then so many cloth factories are there, from their cloth is exported. The clothes made there are produced in bulk. That's the reason they are cheaper. You must have seen sometimes factory outlets. There also the clothes are available at cheaper rates. Then their production is done in bulk. That's why the things are cheaper and good. There are weavers, then the merchants, then the garment exporting factories. Then factory produces cloth. We have taken the example of shirt here. Then the shirt is exported by big business houses. The shirt is exported by big business houses. Now what the big business houses do? They put their tag upon that shirt or upon that cloth which is produced. The big countries come to the developing countries for the production. Why those big countries come to the developing countries? Because in developing countries, cheap labor is available, cheap raw material is also available there. That's why they set up their factories in developing countries. Now big business houses, they are also having some provisions. They demand lowest prices from the supplier, and they set standard for quality production and timely delivery. If quality production is not there and there is delay in delivery, then they dealt with them with strict actions. Now, in your book, a case study of Impex Garment Factory has been given, where there are 70 workers and all the workers are women workers or lady workers, because ladies can tackle the things very easily, they can handle the things. So here we can see that there a type of hierarchy is set up. At the lowest level there are weavers, then merchants, then garment exporting factory, then export to foreign buyers, then at the top there are big business houses. Means we can say those who are at the top, means the big business houses, they earn a lot of money as compared to weavers. Weavers get the less money, the least money we can say. Okay, so we have seen that in factories where things are produced in bulk, what is done? Weavers give the cloth to those factories, and in those factories garments are made. Then they put their tag. Then we have not talked that the big countries set up their factories in developing countries, because in developing countries cheap labor is available, cheap raw material is also available there. Whenever they set up their factories, they are having some conditions there that they demand lowest prices from the suppliers, and they set standard for quality production and timely delivery. If there is delay in quality production or in timely delivery, then they are dealt with strict action. Here I have told you the example of Impex Garment Factory. Then a type of hierarchy is set up there, where at the lowest level there are weavers, and at the top there are big business houses, because those who are at the top, they are always the gainers, they earn the huge profits as compared to weavers. Now a shirt in US, means United States of America. We have set up market, and now our market has reached in US. We saw how the producer produces cotton, and we saw the story of Swapna, who is a cultivator, and she produces cotton and she sells it to the merchants or traders. Then there are weavers and then merchants. Now, when the cloth is ready with us, then we are to make garments from that cloth. We can make shirt, sari, towel, whatever we people want to make. Now, we have taken example of shirt. The shirt was made in India and it reached in US, because US has set up factories in our country. You must have heard about the MNCs, where the most much portion is of foreign countries. Then through MNCs the factories are set up here, and their production is done and the goods reach in their countries. Now in US, that shirt which was produced in India, that shirt is sold at rupees 800 in big large cloth shops. Now what happens when the shirt was made? The tailor stitched the shirt. He was given 3000 rupees per month, means he is getting very less. Wherever in a month he must have prepared more than 3000 shirts, but his salary is very low. It means he is being exploited, because we are taking the inequality in the market side by side. This shows that there is inequality in the market. The higher hierarchy earns the profit. At the top of the hierarchy there were big business houses, means they are getting the much more money. Then we will analyze it. On a shirt, profit is of 600 rupees is earned by the big cloth shop, because he has spent money on its advertisement, on his showroom, electricity bill he is also to see, and to the workers he is also to pay. He will keep in mind all these things, and after that he will set the cost of the shirt. He is also to earn money. So what will happen? It will take out the cost and will sell at higher rates. The shirt will be sold at higher rates. So this is the journey of market. So we have seen that when weavers weave, then they weave the cloth, they give it to the merchants, then merchants give it to the factory owners, then it comes to the consumer. The journey from weavers to the big cloth houses is, I have already told you that then what happens, the developed countries also set up factories in India, because in developing countries they said, because in developing countries they get at less rate wages, the workers are available at low wages, and raw material is also available very cheap, so they set up their factories. We have talked that when a shirt is prepared in India in a company set up by any other country, here is the example of US, then that shirt reaches there, and there that shirt is sold on higher rates. For example, we have taken the rate of 18,000, that shirt is sold here, but it must be kept in mind that so much of expenses are there, because on the making of shirts so much money is spent, then in showroom the person who has invested, he has spent a lot of money, then he must have to see the rent of the shop, to see the electricity bill, to see the wages which he is paying to the workers. All these things are kept in mind, and after that, taking his profit, he sets the cost of the shirt or cost of any garment. So we have seen that this was the journey of the market. Now, who are the gainers in the market? We have seen that buying and selling takes place in the market. For one product, there is buying and selling for so many times. Then one person takes the money and the other person gives out the money. There are so many persons in between this process who act like a chain, who work like a chain. Firstly, we have seen Swapna. She was a cultivator. Then came the trader. After that, he sold the things to merchants. Then came factory. Then the workers who were working in the factory. Then the owner of the factory. Then exporters who exported the things. Then came the big business houses who were earning the huge amounts of profit there. It means a chain was set up there. Now the question arises, did all the people get equal share or equal profit? No, it is not so, because everyone is not getting equal share. There is difference between the profit or earning of every person. We can see disparity in the society, disparity or inequality is seen, because we are having the question side by side, inequality in the market. So we are seeing that inequality exists in the market. There is disparity. Exploitation is seen in the market, because the weavers who are weaving the cloth, who is the foundation for any garment, which is the foundation for any garment, they are not given due money which they people deserve. So some people are working hard, and even then they are earning very less money. It means inequality is there, and market is, we can say market is unequal, inequality is existing in the market. So we have seen that in the market, the who are at the top of the hierarchy means big business houses, they are earning the huge amounts of profits as compared to those who are at the bottom means weavers. Weavers are not getting so much profit as the big business houses are getting profit. So this is that in this chain everyone is not getting equal share of profits. There is difference between the profit or earning of each and every person. Now, if we talk about profit, there are foreign business persons who are having the much of the profit. Then weavers want to earn money, but foreigners invest in MNCs because they get cheap labor, cheap raw material here, and they want to get the maximum benefits. What happens here? Weavers become the workers in export units. Then businessmen earns profits. Workers are confined to only salaries, because much portion of profit is earned by taken by big business houses, and workers are given only salaries. They are confined to salaries only. Here everyone is not getting equal share, because we are talking about inequality in the market. We are seeing that everyone is not getting equal share. Some people are having too much money like big business houses, and some are only confined to salaries, or they are having very less salaries. So, but market offers them opportunities to earn, because the things which they make or produce, market gives them opportunity to come to the market and sell the things and take out the money from that. Now, usually what happens? Rich people get the maximum benefits, and rich people are becoming much richer and poor are becoming poorer in our society. Now, when rich are having much of the profit, they are dominating. They are dominating the society. Inequality is seen, because we are taking the topic of inequality side by side. The question of inequality which was left with us in the last chapter, that is also going side by side. Inequality is seen in the society. Poor have to depend upon the rich. As in the starting of the chapter, we have seen the story of Swapna, that she takes money at a high rate of interest from the trader, and she has to sell the product or produce there only to him, because she thinks that in future, if any need is there to take money, she can have money from that trader. She doesn't want to make her relations bad. She wants to be good with him. Then this is the way that workers should come up. They should make cooperatives, so that, and they should follow the proper laws, so that they people may get equal share, or they may get the desired money which they people want or which they people deserve. So we have seen that inequality is still going on in our society. In the hierarchical system, the workers are at the weavers are at the lowest level, and they are not given the due amount of money which they people deserve. And the people who are at the top, they are getting, for example, big business houses, they are getting the maximum money. So we have seen that is the journey of a shirt, from where it starts, and slowly in so many steps it goes on, and at the end it goes to the customer or consumer, we can say. So this was the journey of shirt in the market, and we have seen still inequality is going on in our society. We should try to put to end to this evil. So this was all about this chapter. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.